Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nuri Izzati Binti Ahmad Nizam. My matric number is S56137. My supervisor is Professor Madia Dr. Noreha binti Hashim. The title of my FYP is Policy Implication of COVID-19's Movement Control Order on Homestay Providers at Pulau Perhentian from March 2020 until October 2021. COVID-19 is a contagious disease caused by severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2. The virus was initially discovered in Wuhan, China in December 2019, and the number of illness has increased in that country. According to McKibben and Fernando 2020, the COVID-19 crisis has scared the global economy and resulted in major implications since many enterprises are experiencing enormous losses as a result of decreased operations. The shipping and maritime sector is one of the industries that has been severely damaged by the disease spread and put it in the worst possible position since their workforces have been laid off. The implementation of the movement control order throughout several nations in the early stages of the virus outbreak affected the way individuals and companies perform their everyday operations, resulting in substantial socio-economic consequences. The unexpected economic shock in Malaysia, along with the implementation of MCO, resulted in business closures, firm exits, and staff layoff. One of the economic sectors that affected during pandemic is tourism sector. Tourism industry suffered a significant loss due to travel restrictions that had been imposed by the government. During the MCO, all ecotourism business must close their doors. This includes those who run homestay business. They experience the greatest losses because their business is based on visitor demand. The existence of COVID-19 pandemic has led to the imposition of movement control orders in all states in Malaysia and caused huge losses to the tourism industry. One of the places that were affected by MCO is Pulau Perhentian, which is located in Besut District, Terengganu. According to Bernama 2020, the atmosphere during the MCO period in Perhentian Island is quieter than during the monsoon season. This is due to the current circumstances during which no tourism activities are allowed, and the residents also do not carry out many activities but to remain at home in compliance with the order. Tourism activities in Pulau Perhentian were ceased for 4 months following the monsoon season, and programs for the new tourism calendar year were supposed to start last 1st March but were postponed due to the MCO. Refer to this figure, the number of visitors recorded in April, May and June was down significantly caused by MCO, but a few people are still coming to visit the islands. However, according to the Star Online on 25th August 2021, a total of 1,124 residents in Pulau Perhentian have been compelled to undergo swab tests conducted by the State Health Department since Friday to curb the COVID-19 spike due to the 75 positive cases were recorded among the residents. The spread of the COVID-19 cases in the island was not caused by the movement of tourists, but the locals who travel frequently between the island and the mainland. The objective of this study are to determine the existing policy provisions used by the government applicable to homestay providers in Malaysia, to study the impact on COVID-19 movement control order from March 2020 until October 2021 at Pulau Perhentian on homestay providers, and lastly to propose amendments to existing policy provisions in the context of COVID-19 endemic era in relation to homestay providers at Pulau Perhentian. Key literature review for my research is Coronavirus 19 Pandemic, COVID-19 Effects on Tourism, Homestay Tourism in Malaysia, and Tourism Policy. The main research method that was used is a qualitative method. Several homestay providers will be selected for the interview but was made by phone call. The data was obtained through interviews but giving semi-structured questions to the homestay providers. There are two types of data collection, which is primary data collection and secondary data collection. For this research, primary data were obtained through interview, while secondary data were obtained through publication materials, journals, online portals, and government reports, as well as studies by previous researchers. The respondents were chosen through simple non-probability sampling, which is by quota sampling. Before the respondent was selected, interview call will be made to get their permission to the research. Data analysis for this research is thematic analysis. Respondents for my research are Perhentian AB Guest House, Anis View Perhentian, Perhentian Damia, Murai Guest House, and Perhentian Guest House. Homestay providers receive a huge impact during the existence of COVID-19 and the occurrence of movement control orders. The expected outcome from this study is all homestay providers suffer losses from their business. This is because less tourists come during the MCO has caused them to lose income and have to pay employee salary as well as incidental payments such as electricity bills and so on. My suggestion for future research is related to the endemic impact on homestay providers at Pulau Perhentian. This is because there are many policy changes in terms of standard operation procedures SOP, as well as the arrival of many tourists that may cause other impact such as pollution and so on.